because I forgot to call you or text you yesterday because I had some stuff going on. I go to the chick's house and it's just like she's telling me all this stuff, and her daughter then said something crazy to me. And, man. It wasn't that day. It was another day. I don't feel like, truthfully, man, I don't feel like you should apologize for your kid. You should have your kid apologize.
Oh, yeah.
For theyself.
Especially if it's something that needs to be apologizing for.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really big about, like, disrespect. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care if you're 2 years old or if you're 90. Yeah. Or if you're a guy. Just don't disrespect me.
Right.
And that's a huge thing. That's like a standard of mine. So this happened, and she said, oh, yeah, you know, my daughter, she told me to tell you I'm sorry. And I'm like, no. That's not how it works.
Yeah, no,
because it didn't, you know what I mean? Bro. And that became a thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, it ended up being to resolve the whole thing is like agree to disagree. Because, you know, like, especially you being a parent, like you can definitely understand this. It's like you always going to protect your kid. Even if they did something wrong, you don't feel like, you may feel like the punishment is too severe.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, let me do it, not you do it, right? So I was like, I'm going to just agree to disagree, but this is what it is. And I'm like, so now I'm thinking to myself, like, wait till you get disrespected, and I'm gonna see how you handle it.
Right.
Because you're not gonna like it.
Right.
So you felt the way because this is your child, and you feel like, oh, they apologize. No. If it came out their mouth, have them do it.
Right. And especially if they're old enough and they understand what they're saying.
Yeah. And she was telling me, oh, you know, the kid already got reprimanded for it, had to stand in the corner and cried, and then told me to tell you. No, because they didn't tell you the disrespect to tell me. You know what I mean?
Right. Like,
so no, they have to do it.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, you know. So you know, sensitivities and shit like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you gotta teach that shit at a young age, man, you know?
Yeah.
If you don't teach it, they don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know.
You know, that's, I tell Addison all the time, I'm like, you know, you shoving your sister down, you know, it may seem like not that big of a deal, but, you know, it's you do that, I mean, she's your sister, so clearly you think you could do that without getting in trouble or whatever, but if you do it to somebody else, there's repercussions. I mean, there should be repercussions regardless of who you do it to.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, like, what could happen, you know? Like, you try pushing down somebody else and, you know, maybe they haul off and kick your fucking ass, you know, or something. So. Very
true. You ever seen that video? It's a bunch of kids on a bridge, right? And they're about to jump off. Right, they're attempting to, like, they're looking over the pier. They're in like bathing suits or whatever, and the girl is like on the ledge, and like other people are on the ledge, and her friend pushes her off of the bridge, and end up being that the girl get hurt, like she broke her arm or something like that, and whatever. Yeah. And like they try to make it seem like, you know, it was malicious, like she did it on purpose, but they all was actually there to do it. They just didn't quite get to the point to say, okay, 1, 2, 3, jump. Right. And I always think about that. It's like, you don't know, like, what you are doing to somebody else that can actually hurt them. You know? It's like, I can't tell you the words, or if I punch you, like, oh, that ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's something there. Right. And it's up to the person to be able to be like, hey, man, you offended me, or you hurt me, and you got to be the one to be accountable.
Yeah, you know what else is crazy, dude? Like, I just saw this, like, news article. It's New York again, of course. Like, everything fucking crazy happens there. But anyway, like, this guy... I don't know if it was New York, so I had to take that back. But anyway, it was this video, this guy... It was like actual subway video. It came from the subway. Like, no one made it. It was, like, from the camera that was on the ceiling. Yeah. And this dude was waiting to get on the train, and as the train was coming, some dude ran up behind and pushed him, and the fucking train ran over him. And he's like, I don't know if he died or if he's messed up or not, but like the actual video shows him getting pushed onto the train. Yeah. I'm like, bro, like what in your mind tells you to like push somebody onto a train? Like that's like the epitome of being like fucked up in the head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have something wrong with you to like want to do that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like unprovoked. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dude, I don't know. It just looked crazy, and it was like cringe as fuck. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That dude needs like life in prison.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Not even that. He doesn't even deserve that. Like they should just put him to death, so we don't have to waste our money on like keeping his ass in there. You know.
See if we can just push him and do the same thing.
Right, right. See, that's what I'm saying. Like it should be like an eye for an eye.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
with that.
So like if something crazy happens, you just boom, you're done.
Yep.
You know, like you get the same shit that you did to somebody else.
Yeah. Like if you R-worded somebody, you should be R-worded too.
Yep.
And you don't need to have 10 to 12 years of sitting in some type of box.
Right.
Like, you just get R-worded too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hurt somebody's family members. You probably should get also hurt too.
Right. Exactly.
Eye for an eye. I'm definitely down with that.
Yeah. I think eye for an eye is probably the best.
Like seriously, because it teaches a lot of people. Like, hey, this happened to me.
Right.
Look, it could happen to you. And
I'm saying, like, if you push somebody in front of a train, you go to jail, and then your sentence is you get pushed in front of a train. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, you push somebody, so now you get to feel what it's like. If you live fucked up, you live fucked up. If you die, you die. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the same thing.
Exactly. Like, you go to a store and start shooting somebody up, you get shot up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's like, that's what an eye for an eye is, man. It's like retaliation of the same type, So, like, you start doing crazy shit, you get messed up.
Yeah, you're right. So look, man, we in the car, we doing our thing with the video, right?
First time, this is the first travel cast that we've done here.
Travel cast with the Fairville Carcast. Check us out, baby.
Yep.
Like, subscribe.
Yep. We've got the two cameras, one in the front, one in the back.
You see me.
Yeah.
You see
me,
baby.
We're just gonna go on a little ride and talk some shit and see what happens, man.
So I remember we were talking off mic or off camera about Handicap.
Dude, like handicap parking. Bro.
Right?
Dude, I don't even know if I want to open this can of worms, bro, but it like literally pisses me off. Like it happens every single day. And it happens. I understand like some places don't need handicap parking, but it's there just in case.
Yeah.
Right? So like I dropped both my daughters off at school, one at preschool, one at kindergarten. And there's just some privileged people that think that they can just park in the closest spot because they are who they are. It's like, dude, and I'm not saying they're rich, they're poor. I'm not saying like who they are, what color. I'm just saying,
they just feel entitled.
Exactly. I don't know what like sense of entitlement they feel like they have or deserve, but like everybody else is doing the right shit. Everybody else, I walk, a decent way from the car sometimes to walk Ava into school.
In the snow.
Exactly, because there's no spots, right? Yeah. But the handicaps will be open, but I don't park there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got fucking common sense and decency, right?
Yeah.
So I don't park there, and I'm sure some people will disagree and say if the spot's open, we should take it.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm guaranteeing you, bro. I guarantee you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down there.
If you feel that way, like the video.
Yeah, exactly. Leave a comment, say something. Let us know how you feel about people parking in handicap spots.
Yeah.
Especially if you're handicapped, because I'm sure there's situations out there that people are parking in handicap spots and then you try to pull up and you're like, yo, you ain't got no handicap plate or a sticker.
Right.
What are you doing here, bro?
Yeah, you're inconveniencing someone else for your self-entitled privilege.
Or your personal gain or your quick, to be quicker.
Able to go in and out and say, hey.
Yeah. Dude. And, just the other day, like, Addison's school is a little bit different. It's like a goddamn prison in there, bro. There's rules and shit you got to follow. In order to get in, they have to scan your ID.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And
that's good.
You look, yeah, exactly. Like, no one's coming in there to steal her ass, at least I know.
Yeah.
So, I did all that, and I'm like, all right, cool. So yesterday, I saw this mom. I was dropping Addison off in the morning, and I should have talked about this yesterday, but I didn't. But anyway, so I go in there, I'm dropping her off, and I parked way in the back, and I walk around this long-ass sidewalk and take her to the door to let her go in. This mom comes in where the buses are at, bro. Like, the buses go through. Wow. And obviously, you ain't supposed to be going where the buses go because then your kids can get ran over and, like, all this shit. So that's why they have these rules implemented in place. And this woman doesn't give a shit, bro. She just comes pulling in and her jammies and shit, and she gets out the car, lets her daughter out, and one of the school aides is there, and she's like, hey, you can't be back here. The woman, like, rolls her eyes at her, just gets back in the car and drives away, bro.
Wow.
It's like, why you gotta be so ignorant, Like, other people's kids, Like, other people are here trying to drop off doing the same shit that you're doing.
Right.
So, like, why is it so difficult for you? More difficult for you than it is for me to drop my kid off. You know what I'm saying? Like, to drop your kid off too.
Yeah, no
so, like,
consideration.
Right, we're both doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, but you think you're more important than everybody else, or you deserve something extra, so you get to drive in where the buses are at because it's quicker. You could get in and out real fast, not have to get out of your car in the cold.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, there is a specific line that you have to get into if you want to drop your kid off at the front door, and that line is long as fuck. So your boy never sits in it.
Yeah.
I'm cheating the cheese game on this, bro. Like, I'm in and out of the Addison school in 3 minutes, bro.
Oh.
Like, you know, you saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
We picked her up, jumped in the car, quick fast, before the buses even got there.
Yeah.
If the buses get there, you're too late, and you're stuck for at least 20 minutes, bro.
No way.
Yep. So we're in and out of there. Boom, boom. That's why I pick her up sometimes. Addison, I'm like, all right, girl, we got to go pick her up, and I run to the car. I'm like, I'm not trying to get stuck in that shit, man. I don't know about anybody else that's a parent, but I do not want to be stuck at the school. Like, that is the most... That's like one thing I do not want to do.
The child pickup line.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do that
drop-off
shit.
line.
I don't want to be a part of it. Never had to sit in it, and I probably will never try to sit in it. You know. So,
but you have your grievances with people taking handicap spots to, you know, work over the system.
Right.
It's a rule, you know, and it sounds like it's a rule for the kid's safety, really.
Right.
So you're making unsafe moves while you're dropping your one kid off, while you could be endangering so many other.
All of the other ones.
Yeah, and that's very irresponsible, you know.
It's not only irresponsible, but you know you're doing it, though.
Yeah.
You've been taking that kid to school since the beginning of the year, and I've only seen her do it once. And we come to the school the same time every morning to drop the kids off, you know, around the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I stick more to a schedule, so I'm there, like, perfectly all the time. Because I know my ways, man, you know? I don't want to fuck it up, because as soon as you do, it's like when you're late and you're trying to go somewhere, and all the lights magically turn red, regardless where the lights are at. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It is like that.
Yeah, for real. I'm like,
bad.
fuck that shit, bro. I'm not trying to get caught in that nonsense.
Yeah. And you're really good about time. Now I'll tell you guys, I'm not that good about time. I will tell Joe, hey, we're going to meet up, and I'll be like an hour late or 45 minutes. I'm like, and he doesn't yell at me or be mad about it. It's like, yo, B's just late, man.
B's just me, man. That's okay. You know?
I mean, at least I got a story about it or something. But no, I know you get there on time, and, you know, you're efficient about getting in and getting out. Because when we went yesterday, we didn't even stand that long.
Dude, nope.
It was, what, like 5, maybe 10 minutes, you know?
Not even. I think it was 5 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, so it's like, whoop, whoop. And we didn't park in no handicap spot.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
We didn't.
We parked in the furthest spot that you could park from the building. So it's like, come on, man. There's no excuse for that. Do better.
Yeah.
Do better, parents.
Do better.
Yeah.
And I mean, not just like the school thing. People do that with the store. I say all the time. You know, there's handicap parking at the store. Let's say you go into Target or Walmart or the mall or, you know, maybe somewhere, and people just park there and don't care. And you know what bothers me more? Because, like, I have a pickup truck, man. So my truck is big, yo. And I have these people. So maybe I'll park, you know, closer to the handicap spot. But whoever's in the handicap spot, they are parked all fucked up.
Right.
It's like they're trying to park backwards, or, you know, they're diagonal next to me. It's like I'm sitting up high. They got a little car, and it's this much room for me to get out. It's like we're gonna scratch each other's cars. Can you just find another spot?
Right.
That's not a handicap spot, or just a regular spot. You know, I walk out and there's scratches on my stuff. I'm glad I ain't got like your car, like the mat.
Yeah, the
I would
mat
be
finish,
mad, bro.
That's why I'm driving this piece of shit, man. So yeah, they still have my car. They haven't called me, gave me an update.
You ever tell them a story about that?
No, I didn't.
What's up, man?
I took my car in because I've got an EV6. It's a full electric car. And so I was having some charging issues and stuff like that. And that all got worked out, so don't get on here talking shit about electric vehicles because they're pretty fucking sweet. But anyway, so I took it in there, and they had it for 8 hours, looking at it, getting it updated, fixing the battery and all this shit. So I come out, and I bring it home, and I get out of the car, and I walk around and do a little inspection, bro, and I look on the hood, and there's a gash like this fucking big, down to the metal. And I'm like, bro, I know I didn't do that shit, because
bad mechanics.
Well, not only that, but when I took it there, they did a visual inspection, and they're supposed to note shit like that, so that way they can't get blamed for it.
Yeah.
But they didn't note it, so I'm like, it had to have happened while it was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I called the guys up, and at first they were trying to give me a hard time, so I flew up there because I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm paying for this because it's going to be expensive. And so the manager, after I saw him face to face, he was like, oh yeah, man, don't worry, we're going to take care of it, you know, this and that. But before that, he hit me up on a text message. He sent me a text and was like, yo, I went through this footage and I didn't see nothing dropping on your car. And I was like, dude, you mean to tell me in a half hour you went through 8 hours of footage?
Wow.
Like, come on, bro. You can't you can't even scrub through 8 hours of footage and to like try to find something like that in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I know you're bullshitting. Like, you guys are fixing this fucking shit, you know?
Tell the you know, our followers or people that view us the reason why it's hard with the mat. Remember you telling me about that?
Yeah, it's like it's you can't like repair it. You can't patch it. You have to remove the entire mat from the car, the finish, and then they have to redo that entire part. So if your door gets messed up, they got to redo the entire door because it just it doesn't bond properly or it doesn't look like right. I'm not exactly sure like exactly what happens.
Yeah.
But I know like enough to where if it's scratched up, like you are fucked or you get somebody else to pay for it.
Like
basically.
you were telling me like you can't go to regular car washes, right?
Oh right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you have to do like you're not even supposed to do like laser washes and stuff like that, but your boy's lazy, man. So I mean I've been taking it to the car wash up the street and it doesn't touch, it just sprays water on the car and stuff. And I haven't had an issue and I've been doing it since I bought the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it's that, but you know, it's just you have to be you're supposed to like hand wash it and like all this shit. And I don't have a faucet in the front of the house because you know. Oh boy. Great.
Yeah, we know you did.
I gotta bleep that out. Anyway, but yeah, so that's how that went. But this is gonna be fun. Oh, there's my RG11. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll end this here, and then we'll pick it back up once I get back in the car here.
Yeah, baby.
All right, let me park here because this looks like where the fucking shit happened.